So at a time when all eyes were fixed on Iran truce negotiations, Washington, D.C. was instead jolted by a major security scare, with President Donald Trump in attendance. During the White House Correspondents Dinner in Washington, D.C., multiple gunshots were fired. The shooting took place near the security screening area. Reportedly, 5 to 8 gunshots were fired. Inside the ballroom where President Trump was present, panic erupted. Guests dropped for cover under the tables after hearing those gunshots. Secret Service agents stormed in. Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump were whisked out of the ballroom swiftly amid heavy security. Other top officials, including Vice President J.D. Vance, were also secured immediately. Now, moments later, the suspect was overpowered and taken into custody. Authorities have confirmed that all attendees are safe. However, the high-profile event was suspended after the incident. Now, this is the moment when chaos unfolded. There are visuals playing on your screens as well. Inside the White House Correspondents' Dinner, as the gunfire triggered panic. We bring you this report by Olivia of the Free Press, who was at the scene and captured the sounds of gunfire and chaos that followed. We have some breaking inputs coming in on the broadcast. Donald Trump has reacted strongly following last night's security scare, linking the incident to the urgent need for a high-security ballroom within the White House complex. Trump claimed that such an event could have been prevented if the proposed top-secret ballroom currently under construction had already been completed. So let's take a look at the post that was put out by Donald Trump, and this is what he said. What happened last night is exactly the reason that our guest great military secret service, law enforcement, and for different reasons, every president for the last 150 years have been demanding that a large, safe and secure ballroom be built on the grounds of the White House. This event would never have happened with the militarily top secret ballroom currently under construction at the White House. It cannot be built fast enough. While beautiful, it has every highest level security feature. There are no rooms sitting on top for unsecured people to pour in, and is inside the gates of the most secure building in the world, the White House. The ridiculous ballroom lawsuit brought by a woman walking her dog, who has absolutely no standing to bring such a suit, must be dropped immediately. Nothing should be allowed to interfere with its construction, which is on budget and substantially ahead of schedule. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So while talking about the shooting incident, Donald Trump has brought the focus on ballroom to be built on grounds of White House, and he's talking about the legalities involved, how a woman, in fact, decided to bring in a lawsuit. Let me go across to Mayank, who's getting us more details. Mayank, there'll be very interesting reactions to this, but at the moment, Donald Trump has chosen this moment to talk about the ballroom and the legalities involved, the lawsuit.
That's an interesting statement which the president has tweeted or has brought out on his social, because in any case, the White House has been one of the centers of all activities, which includes planning, which includes operational planning, also militarily. Lots of all the leaders of the world, they have been meeting into these spaces, and it is a space wherein it has been the center of all kinds of activities in terms of not only diplomacy but the military also. Why am I bringing this out is actually for such an activity, unless it is safer, because lots of agencies are involved, they also give us sort of a go-ahead that whether the place is safe for such such sensitive discussions or not. So unless a go-ahead would have been given, these activities would have not taken place in White House. Now, why did I bring it out? Because then saying that this is the occasion that the president is saying that a ballroom which is much safer needs to be built. Okay, I mean, that would be the requirement or a recommendation which would have been made by the security agencies and all. That would come up. But then this becomes an instigation, and he himself is saying that the ballroom is under construction. That means it was undergoing, and he's just trying to buttress his point that such a ballroom which was highly secure or which is highly secure is much needed. That's the analysis which we can make from the statement which has been made. And you made a statement saying that people are safe. I think that's the best point which can be made here, that even after 5 to 8 gunshots, people are safe, except for a security service personnel injured and is being looked after.
Absolutely. Mayank, do stay on with us. We also have a ground report from the spot where the shooting took place, a high security zone that turned into a scene of chaos within seconds.
मैं इस वक्त वाशिंगटन डीसी के हिल्टन होटल के बाहर हूँ, जहाँ कुछ ही देर पहले प्रेसिडेंट ट्रंप हमारे साथ डिनर कर रहे थे और सडनली हमने आवाज़ सुनी जैसे कि कुछ डिशेस क्लैटर हुए। जैसे मैंने मुड़कर देखा तो सर्वर्स जो हैं वो अपनी ट्रेज लेके अंदर की तरफ भागे और उसी वक्त मुझे लगा कि कुछ सही नहीं है और कुछ सिक्योरिटी लैप्स हुई है इस टाइम पर। सारे लोग जो हैं जो टेबल्स पे अपना डिनर कर रहे थे, फर्स्ट कोर्स कर रहे थे, वो टेबल के नीचे छुपने की कोशिश कर रहे थे, ग्राउंड पे लेट गए। ये कुछ तकरीबन 5-10 मिनट ऐसे चलता रहा और जैसे मैं उठी और जैसे मुझे लगा कि अभी मैं सेफ हूँ तो मैंने स्टेज की तरफ देखा तो उतने में प्रेसिडेंट ट्रंप को सबसे पहले सिक्योर कर दिया गया था। जो फर्स्ट लेडी है मेलानिया ट्रंप, उन्हें भी लेके चले गए थे वहाँ से एक सेफ जोन पे और तकरीबन 12-13 मिनट के बाद जो कैबिनेट मेंबर्स हैं, स्कॉट बेसेंट थे, पीट हेग्सेट थे, काश पटेल थे, जिन्हें मैं थोड़ी देर पहले ही मिली थी और हम कैजुअली बात कर रहे थे, उन्हें बाहर निकाला गया। कैरोलाइन लेविट को बाहर निकाला गया। जो सारे बेसिकली कैबिनेट के मेंबर्स हैं उन सभी को यहाँ से निकाला गया और तकरीबन 30-35 मिनट्स के बाद पूरी जो होटल है उसको सील कर दी गई थी। सील करने के बाद एक अनाउंसमेंट हुई कि ये जो प्रोग्राम है अब बंद कर दिया जाएगा। सो ओवरऑल ये डेफिनेटली एक सिक्योरिटी लैप्स है कहीं ना कहीं कि एक गनमैन जो है एक गन लेकर इतनी सिक्योर जगह में आके और उसने फायरिंग की है। आने वाले वक्त में हमें पता चलेगा सारी डिटेल्स का in the next maybe 1 hour or so. In Washington, D.C., Reena Bhardwaj for ANI.
We have another report. In this report, it captures just moments after the gunfire, shortly after Donald Trump was evacuated. This is Selena Wang's report of ABC News, where she takes us inside the ballroom where the Secret Service had full control of the scene.
The man has been captured. They're going to his apartment. I guess he lives in California, and he's a sick person, a very sick person, and we don't want things like this to happen. I think it's very important that I say, though, and I told the representatives of the evening, they did such a beautiful job. It was such a beautiful evening. And again, they're talking about free speech in our Constitution. That's what it's all about, not just White House Correspondents. It was really based on free speech in our Constitution. I want to thank the First Lady that was a rather traumatic experience for her. There's a lot of action taking place up there very quickly.
A major security breach at one of the most heavily protected events in United States, the White House Correspondents Dinner in Washington, D.C. Shots were fired as a suspect armed with a weapon moved toward a Secret Service checkpoint inside the venue. An officer was injured in the process. The suspect was detained and President Donald Trump was immediately evacuated to safety. Investigators are still examining the motive, but the fact that the breach occurred within proximity of the president has raised a critical question. Was this an attempt to get close to a high-value target? At this point, authorities say the suspect appears to be a lone actor. But the incident has already triggered a deeper review of how access was gained and whether there were gaps in the outer layers of security.
This afternoon, this evening, members of the United States Secret Service and the Metropolitan Police Department were here at the Washington Hotel for a site detail for the Correspondents' Dinner. As the mayor mentioned, at approximately 8:36 tonight, an individual charged a U.S. Secret Service checkpoint here in the lobby area of the hotel. He was armed with a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives. As he ran into that checkpoint, members of law enforcement from the United States Secret Service intercepted that individual. This is a very preliminary investigation at this point. We do know that law enforcement exchanged gunfire with the individual. We do know that a U.S. Secret Service uniformed division officer was struck in his vest. He was transported to a local hospital for treatment. He seems to be in good spirits at this time. The suspect in this case, he was not struck by gunfire. However, he was transported to a local hospital to be evaluated. Again, we're very early in the investigation. We have members of the United States Secret Service, the Metropolitan Police Department, and the FBI here to continue to investigate this matter. But at this point, it does appear he is a lone actor, a lone gunman. There does not appear to be any sort of danger to the public at this time. However, we are continuing to investigate this matter.
A major security breach at one of the most heavily protected events in the United States, the White House Correspondents Dinner. So shots were fired and the suspect was armed with a weapon, moved towards a Secret Service agent. All of this transpired, the moment of attack captured on camera as well. The big question is, how did he manage to bypass security? The most important point, as far as the entire security arrangement is concerned, how did he manage to pass through the several layers of security? Let's listen into some reactions.
At about that time, a sole gunman brushed a Secret Service checkpoint in a lobby at the hotel. Secret Service agents stopped the suspect. An agent was injured and transported to a local hospital where the agent is receiving care. The suspect is also transported to a local hospital where he is being evaluated. The president returned safely to the White House, as you know. We are so very thankful to members of law enforcement who did their jobs tonight and made sure that all guests were safe. We have no reason to believe at this time that anyone else was involved.